What's up, guys? I thought we were live for the past couple minutes, but I forgot to click go live. But yeah, figured I'd do kind of one of my streams where, I'm just working, I'm doing some editing. But yeah, I thought I'd go live and just reach out to the community and have everybody stop in, do kind of a live Q&A. That's been a fun time. I've done it the last, a couple times over the last maybe 6 weeks or something like that, and it's always been a good hang. So, and if nothing else, I'm just gonna get some work done on this highlight film that I'm working on, and this is a super interesting one actually. I'll have to talk a little bit more about it, but yeah, what's up? If you guys are here, say hey, say what's up. Let me know where you're watching from, what you're working on. I guess we're post holidays. I guess post like Christmas if you celebrate that. I know we still have the New Year, but good to see everybody. If you guys are still working on wedding films, maybe you're right there with me editing right now. If so, let me know what you're working on. Big drink of water, one sec. I always talk so much, like I'm a pretty quiet person, and then in these I feel like I have to talk like, all the time, so just pound some water. But yeah, let me know what you're working on. I'm working on a wedding film right now. I'll actually, let's see, I need to share. I think you guys are just looking at me right now. Let me just find which one. Sorry if I go with the weird, nope, that's not what you want. Whoa, Inception. All right, I think this is the screen you want. But yeah, so this wedding film, man, this was a crazy one. So this was one of my last weddings of this past year. And I'm in Minneapolis, so we're like way up north. So sunset, with like with daylight savings or whatever, sunset's like 4:20 p.m. or something like that. This ceremony didn't even start until like, I think it was like 4:45 or 5 o'clock or something like that. So like, and they didn't do a first look. So, myself and the photographer both kind of expressed our concerns with that schedule and just being able to hit our style, right? Because like that means like nothing was done outside. And it's a pretty dark, the venue has lots of windows, which is nice, but like it's hard to like spread people out kind of, so you kind of have to like, hide them if they don't want to see each other. So pretty much everything was done in the dark. I actually made a post about this. I lit everything. Like I lit all the romantics. I lit family photos for the photographer basically. Like I brought, usually I bring 2 or 3 lights. I think I had 4 with me, and then my second shooter had 2 maybe as well. So like we did like a full on, they do have a rooftop, so that was nice. It's in like downtown, or it's actually in St. Paul, not Minneapolis. But so we went up on the rooftop. I ran like 3 lights or 2 lights or different setups basically, which was scary. Like I'll be honest, and I've been doing this a long time. I've never done anything like that in 15 years. I've never had to basically, and obviously I've lit stuff and I light speeches and I've done some creative lighting with couples, but never where it's like, hey, I'm not gonna have any romantics, right? I'm gonna move this mic, man. It's gonna pull focus on the mic if I move it. But yeah, so had to light everything, and it was crazy, but I got some cool stuff. I don't know. I have my here. I'll just show you a couple clips real quick. And then I'll respond to questions here. Sorry, I just got to figure out. I'll send my browser over here. I'm editing on my I have my like viewer on my iPad over here, which I'm going to do a video about. If you guys have an iPad and you're not using it, it's really cool to use it like this. But here, this way you guys can see just a few clips. So the one thing is that I'm just getting like super creative with this edit. Like I feel like it allowed me to really, like the day is just not the norm, right? Like everything's in the pitch black. It's already kind of out of the box. Like it's not going to fit in my typical style. And so I did make a post about this when I did it. I was really nervous for the wedding. I was really nervous to look through the footage. I'm nervous in this edit, like, because it's just different for me. And I outsource a lot of my editing, and I'm not outsourcing this one. And, you know, there were some other things that made me concerned for it too. And so, yeah, I'm live right now. What's up, TN Reels? And so, like, basically it just, I don't know. I was afraid of it and whatever, but just kind of leaned into it. And I really like, I mean, there's still things I, you know, don't love about it. Like, I wish I had some other stuff, but I really like this intro that I'm doing. And yeah, just kind of lean into, like, just accepting, like, hey, this is going to be not my usual thing. I'm going to go super abstract with it. So you can see, like, there's a lot of this, like, I did this whole, like, backlit thing. There's some double exposure. All of this, none of this is, like, you know, like all these overlays and stuff. This is, like, stuff I captured at the venue, which I love doing. I've got some cool stuff with, like, the moon. Yeah, I don't know. Just very different for me. But yeah, I got some of these cool shots. But you can see here, like, this was all, I think you guys can see this. Yeah, like, this was all lit. Which in some ways is kind of cool, like, just because it's something different, right? I mean, certainly a challenge, and we didn't have a lot of time and whatever, but, like, trying to think where, I don't know, I've got some more shots, but yeah, basically had to light everything and try to get some nice lighting that still allowed for us to, like, see the city behind them and all this stuff. So, and none of this is color graded, by the way, so just FYI, this is, I'm still putting this together. You can see I'm, like, maybe, I have all the audio laid out, but I'm maybe, let's see, 3.5 minutes, and I'm at 2, so I'm maybe, like, 2/3 of the way through it or something like that. So yeah, anyway, I don't know, super interesting, super fun. There's downtown St. Paul. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. I'm gonna go back to the view I had, so give me 1 second here, and let me just hop in comments here real quick. Yeah, Smooth Films Media, no problem, happy to do it. I'm gonna actually pop back out here. Sorry, I don't have my typical setup. I'm kind of running things a little bit differently. But yeah, and also, yeah, just FYI, guys, this is a low-key, like, casual hang, all right? So, like, I'm gonna get text messages and work and be on my phone and stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, no problem. Happy to make content for you guys. Love doing it. It's always fun. Next shot photo. What's up from North Carolina? Very cool. Smooth. New Orleans. Okay, awesome, sweet. I haven't, or let's see, have I shot in New Orleans? I have not shot a wedding there. I've been there though. I think actually just once. So, I escaped winter for a little bit. Went to New Orleans for a brief amount of time. But yeah, what's up? Thanks for being here. Ooh, Bayou wedding. That's cool. Came out on a dirt bike. That sounds, I don't know why that sounds very like New Orleans to me, but it does. So sweet. Let's see. Montreal. What's up? Cyprus. That's a long ways. Gregory Buttocks. Yes. You can ask questions. We're live. I'll do my best at responding. Yeah, I don't know. I'll share my thoughts on whatever. I'm a pretty open book. We've done these before, and usually there's some good conversation, and I'm happy to answer any questions, and hopefully I can get a little bit of work done too. At a certain point, if I'm not getting work done, I'll have to probably end the stream and, go do some work. But yeah, feel free to ask any questions you guys have. Just let me know. TN Reels, yeah, I already said yep, I'm live. Hi from Brazil. Thanks for coming, Samuel. The transition, the moon and the dress. it's just an overlay. Yeah, so yeah, those are two different. Sorry, I didn't know if you were asking about one transition. Yeah, it's just an overlay. So it's a shot, like one is a shot of the dress, there's the shot of the moon, there's a silhouette of them, stuff like that. And then, just playing around with the blend modes in Final Cut, or you can do it with opacity sometimes. I mean, I don't know. There's just different ways to do it. Depends on what you want to accomplish and what you want to remain in frame, or, kind of be like deleted out of frame. And, and then, so it's pretty much just that. So different like blend modes or opacities, and then cross dissolve transitions. So, what are all the gray transition parts in the beginning? I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Are you talking about this shot with all the tiny little dots? I mean, all this is black and white, the first like 30 seconds, because I was like, hey, this was all shot in the literal pitch black, with, some lighting that I had to bring, but there's some silhouette stuff, some backlit, some, a mix of variety of things, some like ice light wand, kind of like flyovers with the light to like light them up and bring them into darkness. And I forgot where I was going. Oh, but yeah, so that's why it's all black and white. I just was like, I'm going to lean into it and try something new for this little like 30-second intro piece of this wedding, and then it goes to color. If you're asking, oh wait, I don't have my screen up. Sorry. Here, I'll show you. If you're asking about this, now I think you can see. Let's see. Yeah, if you're asking about that, the little particles in that are, they are a shot of a chandelier that's at the venue, and just like shot it intentionally, like this, incredibly out of focus. So, yep. Yeah, John. So I think I just answered it, but let me know, because I kind of talked about transitions from Basada, asked right before you. So the transitions are just me mixing like blend modes and opacity amounts, and then cross dissolve. So the transition itself that's in there, the transitions you see like on my timeline, I think you can see my timeline. Yep. So those like gray. Oh, is that what you're saying? What are all the gray transition parts? Sorry. Now I get what you're saying. Every single one of those is just a cross dissolve from Final Cut. Nothing special. Sorry, I didn't understand. Happy New Year, Hard Driver. What's up? Happy New Year to you as well. Well, we got a couple days, then Happy New Year. Hi from Argentina. Walking home. Thank you so much for being here. Which microphone am I using? This is the blue Snowball. I don't know. I have another one here too. I feel like this one is actually better. I should maybe use this. Oh, but I don't like it because it's silver and it's reflective. But whatever. Anyway, because I think this one, there's like some like hissing, right? Or like some like noise, because I think it picks up my computer, which is working hard. And then I have a hard drive over here and this light, and they all make some like noise. I should use that one because I think it's more directional. Anyway, that's what I use for live streams just because it's easy. Up here, let's see. You can see it in frame, I think, if I bring it down. This is a Rode, like, I forget what it is, NTG3, NTG4. I don't know. I don't remember. But I don't really run that into an interface. So I record all my videos, like the non-live stuff is with this mic up here. And then, just record it separately. But for live streams, it's just easier to just use like a USB mic. And I just don't want to spend money. And I'm cheap. So, yeah. Austria, what's up? Thanks. Glad you like my content, Marcus. I am a quarter Austrian or half Austrian. Now I can't remember. I have some Austrian ancestors. Oops. Gotta get my mic or my mouse. Basada, I'm not gonna look through your wedding B-roll. No. Oh, like a wedding film? Yeah. So Basada, what you can do actually, if you go to our website, which is weddingfilm.school, you can submit your video for live review. So we do live reviews. We're currently on a break right now. We have our podcast and our live reviews. The other two people on the channel with me, Jay and Jared, they are moving into a brand new studio and building it out, and it's going to be pretty sweet. They've got 3 separate rooms just for YouTube, just for you guys, Wedding Film School, for content. But the downside is, in the transition, they're basically all just crammed in one room editing, like their whole team. And so they basically can't do any live content right now and can't really record the podcast. So we've been off for maybe a month and a half or something like that. But we are planning to get back as soon as we can. That's why I've kind of been doing these live Q&As instead, especially I want, something that our members kind of can latch onto. And if it lasts another like 1 to 2 weeks, I'm just going to do a live film review. So anybody in the chat right now, especially members, if you do want a film reviewed, go ahead and start submitting now, which is on our website, weddingfilm.school, and click the live review tab. And then, there's some stipulations, like your music has to be licensed and stuff like that. But Basada, if you want us to check out a wedding film of yours, you'll submit it that way, and then it'll, kind of be open for us to review it live on our channel. And the only thing is that members do get priority. So you see, we've got some members, I'm getting there, but Visionary Weddings, what's up? Thanks for being a member. So like Visionary is a member here. So a YouTube member, if you click the like join button, which is right next to subscribe, it's $5 a month. There are some higher options as well that get you some more benefits. But yeah, our live reviews are something we do pretty consistently, and members get priority for that. Dude, Visionary, Ethan, that's amazing. I'm jealous that you are all done. I just got a film back from one of my editors, and I always they get 80, 90% of the way. And then I make changes. I do the color grade always, and I do like the doc edits as well. So I have one wedding where I have to do that. And then I have this wedding that I'm editing myself and currently in the process of, and I wish I were done, but I don't have another wedding to shoot until wedding season again. So that's nice. So yeah, I'm excited to be done, but I'm sure I'll stay busy. We'll hit it hard with wedding film school stuff, I'm sure. And we've got WPPI in February. So yeah, if you guys, should, go to WPPI. If you're thinking about it, we'll be out there. Myself, Jason, and Jared will all be out there. We are leading 2 different workshops while we're out there, or 2 WPPI classes, or I don't know, just for wedding filmmakers. So we're going to do one about team building and kind of growing, if you are a boutique brand and you want to be more where you have a couple teams and you want to be able to expand, book 100, 200 weddings a year. Jay and Jared are going to lead that. And then we're also going to do one on handheld filmmaking and kind of its place in wedding filmmaking. So should be a good time. And then we've also got a couple, they're not planned on the calendar. We have locations. We don't have dates yet. A couple wedding film school speakeasies, which we did at WPPI last year. It was awesome. We went to this super cool little bar. There's maybe 30 of us wedding filmmakers who attended it from WPPI. And so we decided we kind of want to bring that around the country. We've got one planned in Nashville and I think one in New York City as well. So, come out for that stuff. What's up, Thomas from Poland? Very cool. What do I enjoy most about editing? Editing is my least favorite part of wedding filmmaking. Not going to lie. I'm a shooter. I love shooting. editing, when it comes together, I mean, that's my favorite part, right? Is getting to be creative, getting to kind of make it all come together. But I have a very hard time motivating myself with editing, just because I feel like creatively drained a lot of the time, where I feel like I hold myself to this standard that I need to create something amazing and unique. And I think that can be hard if you don't enjoy the process that much. So I would rather like do that in the shooting and provide some awesome shots and unique stuff for an editor, and then work with them to create something unique for my couple. Every now and then I'm motivated and really want to edit a certain film. This one I actually wasn't planning on editing, but it ended up that way just due to some scheduling stuff. And so like this one, basically pushing myself creatively and pushing myself out of the box and really trying to come up with something kind of abstract around this theme of like darkness and the night, which was when most of their wedding day took place, was like inspiring for me in some ways. So when I have something like that I can latch onto and really like dive into, that's when I really like pique my interest. But it's tough. So yeah. All right, John, I think that I answered your question about the transitions. Let me know if I didn't. But yeah, they're all cross dissolves there. How long did it take for my company to provide a stable living? So I interned for a company when I was in high school. And then in college, I started my company and worked shooting my own weddings and some weddings for some other companies, and really just kind of grew that throughout college. So by the time I graduated, I was full-time shooting weddings. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, that was like a few years, but it's kind of hard because like I was in school for that too. So I don't really know how to exactly answer that. Like that's kind of all the variables that are in play there, I guess. So take that however you would like or something. I don't know if that answers your question. Oh, another guy from Poland. What's up? Poland party. Yeah, Basetta, submit it. Good genetic material, exactly. VOHFYI. Christopher Shader. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry. Let me know if something is messed up, but I think everybody can hear me and stuff, so. Sorry, I got a message I got to respond to quick. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to keep slugging away on this edit. And I worked super late last night, but I just couldn't get to the end of it. And now I've got a few things kind of mapped out a little bit, but now I'm like, oh, where was I? Anybody have that happen to them? I'm going to go back to, sorry, editing Inception. Yeah, do you guys ever have that happen? I have it happen a lot. If I take a break editing, come back to it another day. Not only am I sometimes like, wow, I hate this, but a lot of times I feel like I'm just like, oh, where was I? Like I even put little markers on my timeline and stuff like that, but I don't know. Unfortunately, it just like you lose your rhythm kind of. I think that's what it is. All right. What are my go-to lenses? Well, I shoot Sony, and I would say outside of like the long form stuff, so that would be like the ceremony or speeches, most of the day I have two bodies on me. I mean, I bring more than that, but I have two like on me throughout the day. So on my gimbal, I have a 16-35. I really like that lens. I really like super wide shots. I love negative space. I love like incorporating kind of like the architecture and just the design of the venue or something like that. So that pretty much stays on my gimbal. I don't actually gimbal, like I don't fly any other lenses because I don't want to rebalance. So I basically just have that camera dedicated. Like basically if I'm going to do any gimbal shot, I'm going to do it with that lens. And, you know, I can crop in, you know, like punch into APS-C mode, and that makes it it's like a 50 millimeter or something like that. So get a pretty good range with that. And then my other camera that's on me, more handheld type style, is the Sony 55 1.8. So I would say 90% of my shots are probably with that. Ceremony depends on the setup. Like I usually have a 70-200. I have the 90 macro usually on one corner, something similar on the other corner, and then I try to keep my gimbal free as well to get some gimbal shots. But it always depends. And same like reception, usually trying to do longer lenses, stay out of the way, get that nice compression, but you never know. And I always have a second shooter, or I almost always have a second shooter. So typically I'm usually having them shoot more tight shots. So they're on maybe like an 85 or 70-200 if they don't mind doing that or something like that. Recommendations for using OCF for videography. I'm assuming that's off-camera flash. That's what I know that to mean. And the answer would be none. You shouldn't be using flash. Flash is momentary. So that won't work. But if you mean off-camera lighting, which I think you probably do, you're going to need constant lighting. But definitely, I use it at every reception. In this wedding, I was actually talking about this. I had to light everything. So, you know, the reception didn't start till like 5 p.m. Sunset was at 4:20. They didn't do a first look. So it was pitch black by the time we got around to doing anything with the couple. So I had to light everything, which was interesting and unique for me. But outside of that, which is definitely abnormal, almost every wedding, or not almost, every wedding, I have lights on the dance floor. I have lights for speeches. I've lit a ceremony sometimes. I actually had to light this ceremony too. I don't know. There's other times where I've used lights. I light my ring shots, stuff like that, some detail shots. But yeah, so the lights that I really like. So I use the Practilite, which if you guys want the Practilite, I think the code is still valid. You can get 25% off. We have a wedding film school like partnership with them. But other lights that we really like, what's the name of it? What's the new aperture? Is it the like 60X or something like that? I don't have one. Jason and Jared have one and really love it. I think that's what it is. If you guys are in comments and you know, let me know. But I'm pretty sure it's the 60X, and I think it's by Aperture. And then there's also there's a new light that's like, I don't know, maybe $300-$400. It's the Nanlite Forza, like, I want to say like 40X or something like that. I could be screwing that up a little bit, but I remember playing with it at WPPI, and it's a super tiny light, and that thing was super bright. You could, like, it had the flood or whatever. It had barn doors. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was a lot like a mini Practilite, but brighter. So it was sweet. So yeah, how to use them. We have some videos on the channel. I'd rather just have you watch those because they describe them well. We have a video on lighting toasts. I've talked about, if you watch any of our BTS films, like just go to the part of reception, or watch the whole thing because there's tons of good content. But we have a handful of BTS behind the scenes videos where you follow me or Jay or Jared on a real live wedding day. One of them is only about live streaming, but the other ones are more focused on the whole day. So I go into detail on my lighting setup, why I'm doing what I'm doing, stuff like that. So yeah, watch those. It'll be easier than me explaining it because it's way more visual. Do I like the G Masters? Yeah, I mean, G Masters are Sony's version of Canon's L series, and I'm sure every other, company has their own thing too. I like them. My 90 millimeter is the G Master. Wait, is it? No, I can't remember. I think it is. Yeah, look, they're great lenses. They're expensive, and I think they're generally worth the money. But there's also something to be said about like saving money too. And if you can find, like, I love my Sony 55. I don't have the G Master, but it's an awesome lens. My 16 to 35 is not the G Master either. I've thought about upgrading that multiple times, but that lens is like so freaking big, and I don't really want to like fly it. I don't know. I kind of want to, kind of don't want to. But yeah, they're great lenses. How do I get audio during the reception? During the reception? Why would I've never needed to mic a bride during the reception. I've almost never needed to mic a groom either. So Johnny, maybe you mean ceremony? If it's actually, so easiest answer is there are multiple videos on this page. Check them out. We go in depth on, like, I know I have one or two because I kind of like change it. Like maybe once a year I do one on audio because my audio setup usually changes. But yeah, if it's ceremony, I don't mic the bride. I have mic'd the bride. In certain scenarios, like elopements more, I would say. Especially where wind was like a very big concern. But I don't typically mic the bride. I can usually pull audio from the groom's mic because they're usually within a couple feet of each other. And that tends to work out fine. A lot of times, if they're using a house mic, they'll end up using that for vows too, because they want their guests to be able to hear their vows. And, sometimes, I don't know, it's like if they're writing their own vows or they're writing letters, I'll have them read that maybe before and get like a clean track just in case. And, sometimes, like, I don't feel the need to put that stuff in there if it doesn't add to the story. Like, I'm never going to be beholden to, like, every film has to include this. So if they stand really far apart and it doesn't pick up her audio well and I can't clean it up enough or whatever, like, then maybe it doesn't make it in the film, and that's fine. But yeah. Shoot Sony 2. One thing I struggle with is shooting in low light situations. I mean, Sony's like the master of low light, so you can crank that up pretty damn high without any issues. A little bit of noise is not a problem, but you should be using lights. So, I mean, lights are not just to make it brighter. Like, lights are to add contrast and depth and to, paint your picture, so to speak. So definitely use lights. You can crank ISO. I don't know that, like, you don't have to go that high with your ISO if you're using lights and you're using them correctly. But if you do have a high noise shot, you can use a denoiser. What is the one that I use? Let me see if I can find it. I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, Neat Video. So yeah. Check out Neat Video. They're awesome. It's super, super heavy, like load or whatever on your computer, but it does a good job. So, yeah, Jared, check them out. Do I have recommendations for somewhere to get a website built? So the nice thing with websites, like, I don't have a partnership with anybody, so I'm not like referring you to somebody who I'm like, I get a kickback or anything. Sorry. But I mean, there's like the basic, like, Squarespace, Wix. You can't go wrong with that stuff. Like, it's so easy, and they have so many templates. Just customize it. It's pretty easy to do. My website is built through Showit, but I've had my website for I've probably had it through Showit for 10 years or something. Like, if I were doing it all over from scratch, yeah, I'd probably just go with Wix or Squarespace. There's plenty of good options. And then, yeah, just customize it. And there are templates that are built for more like video-centered things. Look, the number one thing, like the number one if you have the money, hire a designer to do it for you and hire a whole like brand build out, you know what I mean? Like a branding company, and that will be website and logo and color palette and tons of stuff. Obviously it's expensive though, so if you're going to build it yourself, just, I don't know, think about what you would want to see on a website. Like, we've done some website reviews too on here, and some are really awesome and really well done. Actually, you could check those out, honestly, if you just want some like inspiration. You'll have to go back in our live videos a bit. It's been a while since we've done one, but there are also a lot of just like pretty bad websites. So use a template. You know, you're not a website designer, or I guess maybe you are, but like, I'm not a website designer. So I'm going to use a template. Keep it simple. I love my website. I had a designer build it eventually, but I used a template for a while. It worked fine. I prefer the one with the designer because I got to put in some elements that were important to me. I've changed it up since then. Yeah, I don't know. That's all my thoughts. Johnny, ceremony. Yeah, so I think I kind of answered it. Let me know if you need more clarity. Yeah, Basada, no problem. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I like to refer to it. I don't know. Always, it depends and whatever. Sorry, I think my camera's pulling focus on this stupid thing. But yeah, I mean, it's painting a picture. Like, you're not cranking your ISO might expose it correctly. I mean, it also might not expose it correctly, or different parts of it. But what you want is your subject to stand out with light, and that could be a backlight or a key light that, you know, separates them from, like, I'll show you just some of the like dancing footage, which I don't even think the dancing footage from this is that good, but these are going to be small. Well, I don't know. Let's go to first dance. Maybe that will. But yeah, I don't know. Like, like this. I don't know. Well, you can kind of see it. And this isn't graded, and this is flat Canon footage and whatever. But yeah, use your lights. They help. There's a purpose. And so and it's mostly like open dancing stuff. Or like, let me see where my speeches are. And I don't even think these are like amazing speech shots, but here. I feel like I have much better. This is like, you know, they're back against the wall. The wall behind them is all windows, which is kind of cool because you get this, I'll show you. You get this, you know, bokeh of the like city behind them, and they have these like plants or whatever. But and this isn't graded, guys, but I actually don't like this setup. You can't see it. I don't think I have a wider shot. I don't have it in the timeline at least. But this is, you know, he's right here. Groom is here, bride is here, or something like that. Like, they're at the head table, all facing the same direction. I don't like that. I like having, you know, if this was the head table here, and here's all the tables of people, and the bride and groom are sitting here, I want them, like, off to the side of the table, or even if they're down here facing everybody, and I can set up my own lights, and there's depth behind them. And I did have lights here. You can see, like, I have a key light hitting from this side over here, and some nice, like, shadow fall off. I did have a light over here as well to try to get a rim light, but it was kind of tough because, yeah, they're so flat against that wall. And then the other thing that I don't love about this is there were lights up top, like right above the head table, and they cast some really weird shadows and whatever. So I don't even think that this isn't like a master class. This is not a master class example of how to light a speech. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, deal with what they want to do. So but yeah. Yeah, Jared, if you're too indecisive to do it yourself, hire somebody. That's literally what they do. Pricing sheets. You should not have only one package. That's for sure. You should have more than one package. Most people would say 3. I pretty much have 3. I technically have a 4th, but it's like a all weekend type thing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you are or what your price point is, but that's a pretty big package. It should be priced as such. And then, yeah, I mean, what you want to do is you want to use the 3 package system to direct people towards your middle collection. So your middle collection should be what you want to book the most. Ideally the most profitable for you. Maybe not, because maybe the higher end is the most profitable technically, but like, you know, yeah, people can book you for less, but they get significantly less. Yeah, they can book you for more and they get way more, but that's going to be, you know, fewer people. And you're kind of using those 2 collections to guide people, like make it worth their while to be like, oh, well, you know, for $1,200 more, I can get a film that's 3 minutes longer. So you're kind of showing value. Or like for another $1,500 on top of that, we could get, I mean, I don't know. It depends how you vary your collections. Like I vary mine based on, well, a few things, but mostly how long the highlight film is. So like, oh, for this much more, we could also get a teaser film or whatever. Wedding venues and wedding photographers don't dictate how I do my job. Just like I don't dictate how they do their job. Is the short and blunt answer to your question, Besada. They don't know what's best for a wedding film. They don't know what's best for the couple in that sense. And so I don't know. It depends how you run your business. I'm not just a vendor on the day. Like I have a relationship with all my clients, and I don't always tell them that I'm going to bring lights. I don't feel like it's something I have to run past them. The only person I ever really have any issues with occasionally is a DJ who thinks that it ruins the vibe. And pretty much I'm only there to get, like, look, first dance, I don't want any DJ lights anyway, so I tell them to turn it off. I mean, I talk nicely. I talk with them beforehand. But let me go back to full screen. You guys don't need to see this toast. But yeah, the photographer and the venue don't get to tell me how to do my job. And I am, for most couples, I am just as important as the photographer there, you know? So you got to work together, communication, all that. Usually my lights make their shots better as well. And then, yeah, like I said, DJ occasionally has an issue, and that's mostly with open dancing. And I usually just let them know, like, hey, I'm only going to be here for 15 minutes probably. So let me just get a few shots, you know, give me 3-4 songs, something like that. And then I'll take the lights down. So. Yeah, there's no reason it should be a battle, Besada. Communicate, let them know where you need to be, ask where they need to be, figure it out ahead of time. You guys are after the same thing. You're ultimately there to deliver an awesome experience and an awesome product to the same couple of the same day. There should be lots of overlap in what you're trying to capture, and just work together. Yeah, all right. I've gotten nothing done so far, but keep the questions rolling. I'm going to watch through this again just because I like to. How many times do you guys watch through your film? Like, I love this little intro I did, and now I'm just like, I want to watch it even more. I'm going to watch through it again. You guys want to see a sweet ring shot? I love this. I love it, especially because this is just the engagement ring. I have another shot, but it's like nailed the focus, which I love. And then this one, black and white for this intro, like it's part of this intro. And so I made it black and white, and I freaking love the contrast in this thing. Here, I'll show it to you guys. Hold on. I think it'll pop up here. I don't know why it keeps going to that shot. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I think I just played it for you guys. No? Yes? Yeah. Oh, that was the end of it. But yeah, anyway. Here you go. Here's the full thing. Got some sparkles. Ooh. I love it. Sorry, I gotta send it back to my iPad now. Yeah, I freaking love that ring shot. I could watch it over and over. I've got one similar of like both rings too. I love ring shots. What's your guys? Actually, I want your guys' answer. We've got like, I don't know, what, 20, 30 people or something. First of all, 20, 30 people, hit the like button for me if you haven't already. I hate asking for it. It seems dumb, but YouTube does like it. So if you're here, hit the like button. I'd appreciate it. And then let me know in the comments what your favorite shot at a wedding is. Mine is probably the ring shot. I'm not going to lie. I love it. I feel like I just have the most control. And like it would be one thing if I could take like, you know, the shoes and set them up like anywhere I wanted with any type of backdrop and bring lights and whatever, but like it's so much stuff, right? Like you can't, like I can't, or the couple, like, but it's their wedding day, so you're kind of imposing. But with the rings, you can pop out for 10 minutes. It's small enough that you can light them with, you know, 2 tiny lights. We've got a video actually coming out on the Nanlite Pavo tube or something like that. It's this tiny little like tube light. It's like, I don't know, $80 or something like that, which is really cool for rings. I've got actually a video, if you guys are interested in the ring shots. I've got a video on ring shots and how to like do some cool stuff with them. It's on the channel. Check it out. But yeah, I love ring shots because I just feel like I have like ultimate control. I can make whatever I want because it's like it's small enough that I really can find any backdrop, or I can put a little, you know, black cloth up if I need to, or I can put a white cloth up, or I can find some greenery, or I don't know. It's just like small enough to do whatever you want. So yeah, love that. Love ring shots. Always a good time. All right. Gotta watch back through this again. Hit me up with your questions. Q&A. Let me know what questions you got. I've got some more time here. I'm going to watch through. It's like I've got like maybe 2.5 minutes of this edit. I'm just going to watch through it real quick, and then I'll answer any more questions you guys have. Like my head bob. Gotta stay on beat. I like it. How long is my final video? This one is a 1-song edit, so it's gonna be like 3. I guess I don't have this entire. It's gonna be around like 3 minutes and 20 seconds or so, give or take. A little bit, 3:15 to 3:30, somewhere in there, for the highlight film. Yeah. All right, let's see. How long have we been live? About an hour. I kind of got to get some work done. You guys have any other questions? I feel like it's very hard to work when I'm, I don't know, trying to answer questions too. Hard to get in the groove, you know? You guys know how it goes. You understand. All right. Well, I think I'm going to head out. Thank you guys. I know it was only an hour, but figure I'd just pop in, answer any questions you guys had. I do hope that we are going to get back to our normal routine pretty soon here, which is, you know, we have our videos that come out on the channel, you know, I don't know, once a week or something like that, once every 1 to 2 weeks. Depends on, I mean, we shoot weddings too ourselves, right? So, and we're just like you guys, we are in the heart of wedding season. We're coming out of it. We see the light at the end of the tunnel. Some of you are already done with your wedding season, already done with your edits, so, you know, rub it in. But we've still got a little bit of work, so that's been, you know, kind of slowing us down a little bit. That's just kind of the way it goes each year. But once we're back in the swing of things, we'll have our, you know, typical like tutorials, gear reviews, that kind of thing. You know, one every week or two. We're still kind of doing that. We're still consistent with that. We just did a video on the YOLO Box Pro. Before that, we did a video on the new, actually I have it right here. The new, if you guys haven't checked this out, this is the new Crane M3, which like the Crane M, right, is supposed to be like for tiny cameras and like phones basically. But this one now has powerful enough motors, it can hold a full frame camera. So I used my A7 III. Look out, I mean, I took the tripod off because it's just like, it looks big, but it expands and it's flat, you know, so it doesn't really count as size. Look how tiny this thing is. This thing is nuts. Definitely check it out if you're in the market for a gimbal. I just put up a video with some pros and cons, things I love, things I'd like to see changed in like maybe 2 weeks ago or something like that. So we've got all that content still. And then Jay and Jared finishing up their studio, but we're excited to get back on track with our weekly podcast and also with our, oops, did I just start this? Nope, I did not. With our live film reviews, so get those submitted. I hope to see a handful of emails coming in after this stream with some videos that you guys have submitted for us to review. And remember that members get priority, so if you're not a member, it starts at just $5. You can hit the join button, and that doesn't sign you up, but you can see like the different tiers or whatever. So check that stuff out. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead, maybe finish this up, or hopefully get closed. You guys can check, let's see, maybe I'll do a release. What do you guys think? Actually, so I know I already said goodbye, and so now most of you have left, but if you're still here, what do you guys think? Like, would you like to see us share wedding films on this channel? Like, I know it's about how to make them and BTS, and like we have behind the scenes and we have behind the scenes of the edits, but would you like us to just share some finished films? Because like in the past, before I was a part of this channel, those videos have done pretty well. Yeah, I don't know. We wouldn't mind. I mean, we're probably not going to share everything, but let me know in the comments if that's something that would be of interest to you. Because yeah, we could definitely share some finished films. That way you guys see that, you know, I don't know, like we're out here making content. We're out here trying to help you guys make better films and run a better business. But like, we also want to show you like we're doing it too. And we make mistakes and we can still learn and we can still get better. Everybody can. You know, if you're not trying to learn, you're kind of stagnant at that point. And I think that's kind of a death sentence in this industry. So yeah, it's always good for us to like put our stuff out there too, I feel like, and just so you can see like, hey, we're out here doing it too. And you know, not everybody who's an educator is still really doing weddings, which is totally fine. Some have switched into education full time. Some have switched into more commercial work. Some are still doing weddings, but we just like, I don't know, me, Jay, and Jared always kind of felt like, hey, if we're going to be teaching on this, we want to make sure that we're doing it. So yeah, let me know if you want to see that stuff. We'll maybe put some up. But thank you guys so much for joining. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.